Hey VC, Jack here. Welcome to Vinyl Martini. I'm going to have a little contest here. And why am I having a contest? Well, I am celebrating 2 years in the vinyl community. That was on January the 2nd. I posted my first video 2 years ago. And this is my 100th video. Can't believe that I've done 100 videos. It just can't believe it. Can't believe that I've been in the VC for 2 years, but it's been a great time. So I am going, like I said, I'm going to have a party. I'm going to start off the party by having a drink, something I don't normally do on air, but it's a celebration. So I am going to have a martini. Got my little aerosol sprayer here. I like a really dry martini. Do a couple of squirts there. I'm going to shake this up. Cover your ears for a second. There you go. Cheers, everybody. And I might as well tell you how I named my channel, Vinyl Martini. Like a lot of you, I have been watching Mazzy for about 4 years, and he really inspired me. And Mazzy used to do these things in his basement. He used to do a whack-a-mole with his friends. So maybe 4 or 5 of his friends would gather in his record room, and they would pull records out, and Mazzy would talk about them, and they would be imbibing in some beverages and maybe some other stuff. So it was always a lot of fun. And one of Mazzy's favorite drinks, or his tipple of choice, is a gin martini. So he's a man after my own heart. And Mazzy and I share a lot of things. We're about the same age, and like him, I worked in a record store for about 3 years in the early to mid 70s. So Mazzy inspired me to start a channel, like many of you. So there you go. There's my drink. Cheers again. Nice and cold. I use Bombay gin in case anybody wants to know, and I don't use olives. I use sweet pickled onions. Fantastic. So, what are the rules of this contest? Well, you have to give a shout out to 2 different channels. Now, let's pick a couple of deserving channels that don't give a shout out to Mazzy's channel or Melinda's channel. Although they're very worthy channels, they have a momentum of their own. So let's pick up some channels that don't get a lot of attention. And secondly, I want you to show an artist's discography that you have in your collection. So in other words, one of your favorite bands, you've got a few of their records, you like to collect their records, and maybe something that doesn't get shown in the vinyl community very often. So this is your chance to highlight that band. And the prize is going to be, I am going to donate 100 Canadian dollars to the charity of your choice. I don't care where you are, if you're in Norway, if you are in Scotland, if you're in England, if you're in Spain, Chile, Australia, the United States, or Canada. Now, Canadian dollar is not worth that much. It's worth a little bit more than maybe the Argentinian peso, but I'm going to limit it to Canadian dollars wherever you are. So, everybody's got a favorite local charity, and make sure that charity, I can make a donation online. So, let's get on with the band that I've chosen. I've been threatening to do this for a long time. And the band that I am going to choose is the band Family, UK band out of Leicester, England. First released their first album in 1968, and that was Music in a Doll's House. Great album cover. Brian, isn't that like John Cale's cover that you showed the other day? And just off the top, I'm going to give you the lineup of the band. First of all, the singer is Roger Chapman. He's got this gravelly voice with a vibrato, and I think a lot of people that are familiar with Family, they either love Chapman's voice or they hate Chapman's voice, but I think he's a fantastic singer. He can knock Cocker, Page, he makes those guys look like little choir boys. John Whitney, whose name he goes by is Charlie Whitney, actually. Jim King, let me just start again there. John Whitney is the lead guitarist. Jim King on tenor and soprano saxophone. Rick Gretsch is a name that you might be familiar with. He ended up being the bass player in Blind Faith, and Rob Townsend on drums. So, 1968, Music from a Doll's House. 1969, Family Entertainment. A little bit of a body cover there with cheeky little bum sticking out of the drum. And after they were touring this album in the United States when Rick Rich got the call from either Eric Clapton or Eric Clapton's management, and they asked him to join Blind Faith. So, you know, where Mazzy considers Eric Clapton a big wanker, well, like, who calls up a band, who calls up a bass player while he's on tour with a band to ask him to join their band and just leave the original band? Well, Eric Clapton does. Next up, Family, and this is a song for me. This is from 1969. Fantastic album. John Palmer joins, Polly Palmer joins the band at this point. Vibes, piano, and flute. Everybody in every lineup of Family are multi-instrumentalists, and they really add to the sound. Some people consider Family a prog band. What are they? I don't think they're a prog band just because they have keyboards on there. But if that's the way you fly, that's the way you fly. I think they're more of a psych band, prog, maybe folk band, an art rock band, and just a downright good rock band. Next up, 1970, they released Anyway. Half the tracks were recorded in Croydon live, and the other tracks were studio, so new songs, half live, half studio. Fantastic record called Anyway. 1971, they released Fearless. A great cover here. Another fantastic record. In 1972, they released probably their most accessible record called Bandstand. I've got cover again. And fantastic songs on here. Burlesque, Coronation, Dark Eyes, Broken Nose, My Friend the Sun, Glove, Ready to Go, and Top of the Hill. Probably their highest charting album in the UK. Went nowhere in the States, of course. And finally, in 1973, they released their last record, and this was on United Artists. And this is called It's Only a Movie, which is almost like an Americana album, actually. So totally different, and they decided to call it a day in 1973. I also have a comp. This is the Best of Family that was released in 1974. Really great comp, just a single. And in Barcelona last spring, I bought this, I got this record I've never seen before. It's Family, 1973 BBC radio show. Highly recommended. It's a double set. Got a little story of the band in there. And yeah, fantastic record. Got a deal on that, by the way. So that's all the Family records. But Chapman and Whitney went on to do a solo record, a duo record called Streetwalkers. This is on Reprise. Of course, a British import. Fantastic songs. Parisian High Heels on here, Roxanna. Sue and Betty Jean, Tokyo Rose. Fantastic record. So that album was called Streetwalkers, and then they went on to form the band Streetwalkers. This is their first record called Downtown Flyers. Always with the cheeky covers here. Then they released Red Card. This is a Canadian press. Steve Moss, Nikki Bell, Claire King. Great stuff. Streetwalkers, by the way, is more of a straight rock band. Not you can't mistake them for a prog band. And I also have a German pressing with a different cover of Red Card. Fantastic record, fantastic pressing, by the way. And their last studio album, Vicious But Fair. And their last release as Streetwalkers was Streetwalkers Live. I was lucky to find the Streetwalkers records are not easy to find. But if you do a lot of crate digging like I do, and you know what you're looking for, fantastic live set. So, Should I go on? Why not? Roger Chapman went on to have a long, long solo career. I'll show you the Roger Chapman records I have. This is his first solo record called Chapo, released in 1979. Found this record, Roger Chapman and the Shortlist, which is his backing band live in Hamburg. Roger Chapman, Hyenas Only Laugh for Fun. Pretty cheesy cover there. Roger Chapman, Mango Crazy. Most of these Roger Chapman solos I found in Barcelona in the dollar bins, which maybe says something about Roger Chapman and his popularity. But here we go, Roger Chapman, The Shadow Knows. This is a great record, German pressing. Happy to stumble on that one. That was great. Great find. Roger Chapman, Zipper. Roger Chapman, the last Roger Chapman album I'm going to show, and the last one I own, is Techno Prisoners. So, there you go, family. Streetwalkers, Roger Chapman. Those are my albums. Hope you enjoyed them. By the way, the last entry for my contest is going to be February 23rd, and I'll do a draw on February 24th. So I want to thank all the people that have supported me right from the beginning, all my new subscribers, Vinyl Tag 2024, about, oh man, like there was 8 or 10 people who gave me a shout out in the question about give a shout out to a VC channel. So I really appreciate that. My numbers went up substantially. I got almost 100 new subscribers. So I am trying for 600. I'm not cheeky like that Mike guy in Boston, where he's going for 1 billion subscribers. I'm just a humble Canadian, so I'm just going to go for 600 subscribers. And if I get 5 more subscribers, or I get 100 subscribers, whatever, that's going to be great. It's just fun running this contest. If you do an entry, just drop me a line in the comments section. All comments get to me on my phone. And I will give you some updates, contest updates in the next coming weeks. So if you're going to do one, thank you in advance. And if you don't, that's fine as well. So this is running a little bit under 13 minutes. So I think I'm going to call it a night there. If you've stuck with me this long, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.